Hey people, Intro here, 1v1, Pale Tooth Gorge, blue side. Chairman, as a force commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee, can also disrupt and support. And up against Typhus, as a Lictor alpha, melee specialist, can infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. Some more scouts on the way for Chairman after their tactical marines, and a single termagant brood for Typhus, which makes sense, I think. Straight into warriors or raveners seems to be the play these days. Scouts on the west side are going to run into a bunch of termagants and hormagaunts. Where are these guys going to go though? Looks like they're looking to stack the east side, maybe, Chairman, for a quick power bash. Maybe they've got triple gens up here, Typhus. So if they do stack the east side and get flamers up, they could do huge amounts of damage. It does leave the west side very open, and they've noded, and that's vulnerable now to these hormagaunts. Scouts are just hanging out in the mid. Lictor Alpha is going to be seen off here. Can't deal with a force commander and the scouts and tactical marines. Those guys taking the garrison, so they can't get flesh hooked. And he sneaks away. Do we see any sergeant on the way yet? We have the power for it, but we haven't seen it. What did they just purchase? There he goes. Force commander now has to switch sides to defend against this. Attacks are still over here, but they haven't been queued up in order. I don't think they can stop this node bash. Grenade coming in, maybe. They might want to save that for the retreat. And it's a warrior brood for Typhus. Some bolt pistol kills for the force commander. And the hormagaunts do indeed get the node down, and they only drop a couple of models. Nodes are 125 wreck. Grenade attempts, a little bit early. Nice idea though, nice placement, just a bit early from Chairman. And on the east side, the attacks go for the VP. They get suppressed by a barbed strangler warrior brood and then flesh hooked. Would it have been better to get flamer up before the sergeant and go for a power bash? I don't think they even looked at the power. Scouts getting their natural back. Scouts taking the mid. Force commander now starts to pressure through the mid. Just cutting off stuff as they come out of base. Termagant's getting very close to this guy. Can they get a model? Not quite. Going for a cheeky decap on that fully natural wreck point. Warrior brood get their natural back. Lictor Alpha in the mid scares off the scouts. Oh, feeder tendrils are in. Power weapon that heals the Lictor Alpha on hit. Pretty nice to have, eh? Combine that with Lone Hunter as well, which gives defensive bonuses and stuff. You can get a very hard to kill Lictor Alpha. Well, very hard is relative, I guess, relative to other Lictor Alphas. Some forward capping here from Typhus, and they're going into a Ravener brood and Chairman with an assault squad. That's going to be quite fun. Scouts run off the west side. Lictor Alpha going to grab this wreck point. Maybe. I don't think they clicked on it properly there. Force commander still harassing through the mid. Why did a termagant get so close again? Ravener brood fire with their devourers and get rid of him. What is this? This is the hormagaunt brood have grabbed that wreck point. And they're going for this other one. Tax could shoot them down, though. One guy's shooting while they cap there. And the warrior brood had to go and retreat for some reason. Why did they retreat? There was only Tax here, right? Maybe they got caught in melee with Kraken bolts popped. Here's the assault squad. They can really bully the termagants and the Ravener brood. Ravener brood could turn that around, though, by getting their melee upgrade, enhanced muscle coil, and make it much more risky for these guys to jump in. There's the jump, and they're going to steal the mid. 410s are 448 early on. Focus has not been on power on this side from Chairman. 3 gens went up early and wasn't punished. They didn't push on that. Typhus able to get the warriors and raveners up in very good time. And here we see the feeder tendrils doing work. But not enough work. to take on all this stuff. Oh, they didn't kill a scout either. So not much work at all. I thought they killed a scout with that special attack, but he got up. There's tier 2 from Typhus. Chairman had a luck of 45 seconds behind even starting it, and that's if they don't lose assault squad, fellas. No shotguns. And no upgrades for the Hormagaunts or the Termagants. It's a lean tier 1 from Typhus. There's the Ravener Brood Burrow Strike. Hormagaunts here as well. The Assault Squad stay in the fight with a jump. That could be a mistake. Taking huge amounts of damage here. And the Hormagaunts don't... Oh, they do have Adrenal Glands now. Hormagaunts ripping them up with Adrenal Glands. And they wipe. Big, big mistake from Chairman to jump in there. I thought they were going to jump for the disruption and run, but they didn't. They thought they could take that fight on. Big no-no. Chairman not pleased with their performance over there. Flesh Hook on the Force Commander, and they can't fight the Lictor with feeder tendrils in. They're just going to ignore them, pretend they're not there, and try to get this wreck point. And I think they'll get it. Very, very risky. Oh, there's the special, but it didn't knock him far enough away, and they were able to finish the cap. I think it's going to be alright. Yeah, it's going to be alright. Termagant's taking the mid. Scout's looking for a grenade, maybe. There it is. And they get it. Didn't stop the cap, though. But they almost wiped the Termagants. Just a bunch of reinforcing for Typhus to do. Genestealer Brood is what they go out with in tier 2. Come out with in tier 2. Melee superiority unit. Bad news for any Marines that are alive, which isn't that many at the moment. Just these tactical Marines. There's the tier 2 for Chairman. And they may need a Dreadnought to deal with this. Capillary Tower goes up from the Infestation Global, boosting speed and defensive resistances for nearby Tyranids. One scout is getting shots here. Oh, Barb Strangler's a very powerful anti-garrison weapon. Scout's going to deal with it. Double Genestealer Broods from Typhus. It's a Razorback, which could do a huge amount of work. They could drop Venom Brood in, and they cancelled the second Genestealer Brood. Razorback is a vehicle, of course, so need some specific anti-vehicle weapons to deal with it, which they don't have. Lictor Alpha doesn't have an anti-vehicle weapon himself either available. Tax getting caught by Genestealers, which is one of the worst fights in the game for them, trying to fight a Genestealer Brood. They will rip them up so fast. Seem to be using the Raveners in melee a lot, but they haven't got the melee loadout. Force Commander does some battle crying, going for a Thunderhammer to try and counter this little melee blob we have here. Barb Strangler suppresses him. They've spotted the Razorback. They do not respond immediately with the Venom Brood. And there's a Plasma Cannon Devastator squad on the way as well. Force Commander happy to go in on the Lictor Rav with the Thunderhammer. But it's not a DPS weapon, and down he goes, ripped apart by those feeder tendrils. Oh, Lictor now has Toxic Cyst as well. Damages nearby enemies and heals him. And Lone Hunter is in. 321 to 389, a triple cap for Typhus in the ascendancy for sure. Now bashing power too. There's the Plasma Devs. Big old Plasma Cannon. They can hit those Genestealers coming in. They could stop a fight right there. Force Commander was repurchased. And now a Tyrant Guard on the way. They should get a Plasma Gun up, I think, for their attacks. Aim at the Warrior Brood and aim at the Tyrant Guard. Did that not hit? Come on, fellas. Nope, that was the best friendly fire ever. He ran forward for some reason, trying to range find for his friend maybe, and he gets hit. I don't know how he survived that. Grenade. Again, it's a decent placement, just slightly too early from Chairman. Nice idea, though. Shoots down the Capillary Tower, maybe. They're trying to. They're really trying to. Scouts couldn't quite get the cap. Lictor Alpha being sneaky. They need to try and keep those scouts in play to spot that guy. Those taps are way too far forward though. Jinx to the Brood are dealt with. Where's the Razorback? I hear it firing. What are you firing at? Oh, some Hormagaunts over there. Force Commander doing that Thunderhammer thing of disruption. Lictor Alpha going after him. Barb Strangler Warriors might take a plasma cannon shot here. They were in retreat, so don't drop a model. Force Commander needs to run. Can't lose that guy again. That was an important half a second there where Chairman created a little bit of space before they hit retreat, and it meant that they survived. If the Lictor got one more retreat hit there, I think he would have gone down. Here's a Tyrant Guard now. Big bucket of hit points with some nasty melee on it. It is very slow though when it's outside of Synapse range. And a Venom Brood is up to try and chase down the Razorback. Here comes a Dreadnought for Chairman. They need to get onto the Venom Brood quickly, that's for sure. Razorback pops smoke and tries to flee. Venom Brood with those anti-vehicle Venom cannons by default. Razorback's okay. They do have double scouts to repair. Any plasma gunner for these guys? Nope, all the power went on the Dreadnought. I think it'll be worth getting though. Definitely worth getting with Warrior Brood and Venom Brood and that Tyrant Guard. Dreadnought's going to hit the field and it's going to do great stuff, I hope, for Chairman. Force Commander should be going into the back lines over there. They're idle right now, managing the rest of their army, I suppose. Plasma Cannon drops a model. There's the Thorax Swarm on the Dreadnought from this. The Electroshock rubs. They're going into base. G's to the Brood are going to wipe. They do wipe. Typhus forgot about a G's to the Brood completely. Trying to get the Dreadnought down, which takes huge amounts of damage to Dreadnought. Force Commander now is on the Venom Brood. And there's the Emperor's Fist. That's what the Dreadnought thinks of the Lictor Alpha. 98 to 389. Tyrant Guard is still in base, I think, is he? Yeah. Ripping through stuff. They killed the Plasma Cannon. Killed the Scouts. Tyrant Guard doing work in base. Didn't get Plasma Gun on these fellas. 88 to 389. Force Commander lives. Lictor Alpha does not. Dreadnought also lives. Needs to be careful of the Tyrant Guard though, because this guy does heavy melee damage. Looks like those Tactical Marines survive. Force Commander now goes for the VP. Scouts on repair duty. 74 to 389. Tier 3 now for Typhus. They lost Scouts and lost the Plasma Devs, but they killed G's to the Brood and killed the Raveners along the way and took down the Lictor Alpha, of course. Now they go in and take out the Tyrant Guard. Dreadnought got a bunch of XP there. Oh, Lone Hunter, you can see the graphic for it now, the visual effect we get. Much clearer and nicer. So if they have that active and pop Toxic Burst and the self-heal from this, that's a tough Lictor Alpha to deal with. Adrenal Glands on the way though to replace the Toxic Cysts. Maybe they would want to do more sneaking. Adrenal Glands gives them more energy to do that, I believe. Here it is. And more energy regen, there you go. Down to 71 VPs, Chairman. Might want to get that Razorback repaired as well, but they've only got one scout squad to do it though. Is that Stern Guard coming in now? It is. Force Commander can't finish the cap. Venom Brood are looking for that Razorback. Dreadnought feels like it needs to go in. There's a Emperor's Fist. Venom Brood now shooting it. And the other fellas did get a Plasma Gun. There's a lot of anti-heavy infantry they have now, with the Kraken bolts on the Stern Guard and the Plasma Gun on the other fellas. They wrecked him. Dreadnought must be level 2, is level 2. Razorback allows these guys to reinforce off it, so the scouts could get another model. Might want to give these guys a sergeant so they can spot the Lictor. Tier 3 Lictor was queued up for Typhus, but they let it go. They did grab the VP over there though. Chairman needs to be careful not to get too sucked into the mid. They have sent Marines to the east side. Bunch of Tyranids come to have a word with them. Down to 22 VPs though. Another scout squad to help with repairs and detection and maybe shotguns or something. Oh, they did without number to get some upgraded termagants and hormagaunts, and now they are going for a Lictor in tier 3. Force Commander comes to hold these guys up, gets suppressed and shot up. Crippling poison in there too. Here comes the Dreadnought though. Scouts trying to repair it. There we go. Force Commander needs to run. Goes down. That was sloppy from Chairman. That's 250 wreck to get that guy on the field. He was doing some good work with that Thunderhammer. Over on the west side, scouts come to try and grab it. Yeah, the extra scout also helps with the map, of course. All these points on Chairman's side of the map are still red. Stern Guard now on the VP. Doesn't seem like the Dreadnought wants to bash power, which I think is smart. Don't want it that far up the map. Lictor Alpha. Decapping under infiltration, but cannot cap under infiltration, so now it's spotted. Dreadnought goes after him. Gonna die very quick. Down it goes. Force Commander levels while they're down there. Stern Guard got the cap. They should not go for the garrison. There's Bob Strangler here, fellas. Gotta run. The tier 3 Lictor was there. Heavy melee weapon on this fella, and it can infiltrate for free as well as jump and flesh hook. Very powerful unit. Stern Guard do barely get away, but they got away. Scouts grab the mid. There's a double there for Chairman. Down to 15 VPs though. This Dreadnought's been superb so far. Can it survive? Need to target those heavy infantry warrior broods and venom broods to get those synapse backlashes. There they are. Nicely done. Venom brood off the field. Lictor, sorry, with the heavy melee weapon trying to get on the Razorback, I think. Force Commander back to their feet. What level are they? Level 4. Now with a teleporter, and they take down that tier 3 Lictor. 48 red for that. More repairs coming in now for the Dreadnought. Lictor Alpha also back to their feet. Level 2. Not sure what they're up to. Are they going west? Just having a look, I guess. 2-1 for Chairman. Typhus just hasn't been able to put it together to deal with the vehicles yet. Was expecting a big Stompy Carnifex, but we got the other Lictor. Maybe they're trying to jump on the rear arm of the Razorback or something. Lictor Alpha goes west side for the cap. Scouts up forward capping. Should have grabbed these points back. Giving so much requisition to Typhus. 2 fully matured rec points there. Scouts get a decap and make it out alive. Bought a little bit of time. These guys still repairing. Force Commander hanging mid. They should have been capping over here, I think. I mean, they don't want to give up the VP in the mid, obviously. So maybe this was the right call to just stay here. Because they're down to 15 VPs. Razorback is bashing power, maybe? No, just hanging out. Just hanging out. Yeah, Typhus doesn't seem to have a plan for these vehicles. Now they're going Genestealer approved, which is weird. These scouts are being torn up. Level 3 scouts are gone. Another Dreadnought on the way for Chairman. That's cool. I like that choice. I don't know why we have another Genestealer approved though. Yeah, they can get Rending Talons in tier 3, but they still don't really want to fight a Dreadnought. They can take out a Razorback though. Down it goes. It's a level 3 Dreadnought now. They can't get Dark Age of Technology because they're not tier 3. Looks like Termagants will be left to cap over there. What is this? Hormagaunt Brood bashing power. Chairman has put 0 effort into bashing power and to capping those points back. They're just fighting for their lives in the mid. And yeah, I'm not sure what the plan here was. These guys did get Rending Claws, but they are dead. Just a multiple Synapse backlashes there. They're going for more Gene Stealers. What do they see in these Gene Stealers in this situation? It's a Thunderhammer, it's a Dreadnought, and now a level 4 Dreadnought, by the way. We do have Scouts, but they're busy capping, so they can't repair. The second Dreadnought goes west side and has an Assault Cannon. And Chairman has tons of red. They need to be using for the Emperor a bunch on their Tactical Marines, I think. They must have their eye on tier 3 now, though. Don't have a bunch of power income, unfortunately. Lost a node over here as well. Where are the Scouts? Oh, they had to retreat. Force Commander grabbed the Eastern VP. They have a triple cap, 15 to 159. Level 6 Force Commander here. Stern Guard using their Hellfire rounds. Force Commander doing his thing. And Gene Stealer's getting wrecked. Level 4 attacks here, doing so much damage. Assault Cannon Barrage makes the Venom Brood flee. And it's more Gene Stealers on the way. Melee Dreadnought desperately needs repairs still. And it's getting them. Lictor Alpha trying to wipe out the Scouts, I think. It's gone back to Toxic Cysts. And they do wipe out the Scouts. Chairman now has no Scouts. And the Lictor Alpha does not make it away. Stern Guard had their Hellfire in there doing damage over time and stuff. Meanwhile, Termagant's taking the west side back. Force Commander on the east side. And, I mean, look at the armies. Double Dreadnoughts and double Gene Stealers. They can get rid of the Venom Brood. They should be able to win the fights handily, but Gene Stealers getting on the Marines is bad. There's the Emperor's Fist. Venom Brood getting good shots in here. Force Commander teleports and gets on them. And there's a barrage. Is it going to survive though? The double tack standing up to the Gene Stealers with And They Shall Know No Fear. Well, Stern Guard was there as well. Dreadnought survives. I think the Dreadnought survives, you guys. And the Venom Brood were wiped. Typhus is down to a Termagant Brood. Chairman gets more Scouts on the way. This Dreadnought has been absolutely heroic. Without Dark Age as well. Chairman should go tier 3 now. They've got 999 red. I don't think they've used for the Emperor once. 15 to 51 on the VPs. Who needs map control? Just hold the mid and do not step back. Force Commander now is going to teleport back to their natural VP, I think. No, they're just going to hoof it. Level 8 Force Commander. I'm invincible, they say. More Scouts to repair. And they're just going more Dreadnought. Why not? Oh, without number used over here. Might need some backup. They got the decap. It's a 1-to-1 down to 14 VPs, though. They might lose this Force Commander here. I was able to teleport away and run. And those guys will cap. Lictor Alpha trying to get on the mid. It's not going to work out for you, bud. But they might get a decap. Unless these guys get really close and can spot him. There we go. And then they die again. Force Commander's level 9. Typhus says GG. Double for Typhus. There it is. They got it. They got the VPs they needed because of this without number. And Chairman didn't bring anything over to support. Where were the other Marines? They were back at base. Well, they have it. Down to the wire. Not the highest level game ever, but it was pretty damn fun, I think. Well done to the players. Did they both get level... Oh, this one only got level 3. And this was the new Dreadnought here. Level 9 Force Commander, level 2 Lictor Alpha. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll see you next time.